not going. We're going, but we're not live because we're going live.
Trying to go live.
There's a whole thing going.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a couple of thumbs up already. How good's that? We haven't even got live up.
Hey, everybody. How we going?
How's it all happening? Is the world still a-going on?
Sorry we didn't do a YouTube Q&A last month. I was on holiday for 3 weeks in New Zealand, so...
Yeah, you know what? It's the whole quality time thing. You've got to do some quality time if you want to maintain your quality relationships.
Exactly.
Yes, you can't spend all this time with me. I mean, you know, like you might get a little bit weird.
Oh, or frustrated.
Yeah, well, that too. Anyway, he's had a lovely holiday with his beautiful wife, and I've been to Rotorua.
Yeah, all over the place.
And all over the shop, and so it's really cool. And New Zealand's a really lovely place.
Lots of beehives everywhere.
Yes, well, as there would be.
Good spot to have.
Yes.
Hi, Queen Bee, Tristan, Smizer Harwood. I don't know how to say that. Barber too.
What's
Paul,
it?
William, Mike, Chris.
Cool.
Gonna make
Hi from WA.
Nice. Chris is just gonna make a sandwich.
Cool. Good for you.
So we're gonna wait.
Do you put a little bit of cheese with your honey, or you just straight up honey? And fresh white bread is bloody awesome.
We also probably maybe in 10 minutes we'll do the draw for the Instagram giveaway because we reached 10,000 followers on Instagram. So if you don't already follow us on Instagram, it's probably worth going over there for the next time around when we do something like that. So
I'm not sure what the limit's going to be. Maybe it'd be 20,000.
Maybe.
No, well, we don't know. We haven't figured it out. Well, okay, we'll go in the middle. But anyway, it's all good fun here at the Bush Bee Company, whatever we are. We're going to. That's us. That's the Bush Bee people. We love you guys anyway for helping us out.
Thanks, Mitch.
Honey and cheese, yes? Isn't that fucking amazing, honey and cheese?
Okay. First question. Just my Madge. What the guy? What would you say are the best and worst things that can happen while beekeeping?
The best thing is when shit's going really nicely and you get a nice honey flow. And the worst thing is when you go down and you check your ladies and a couple of hives are dead, and you go, damn it, and you feel really like let down because they're part of the family, and it's like losing a loved one, and it's just kind of crap. So, I don't know, you get attached to them, all of them, and you feel sad because you think, I don't know, you kind of feel responsible, but a lot of times it's not even nothing to do with you as a beekeeper. It's just elements and shit and just going to crap.
Yeah, it's a bummer. What was some of the good stuff?
I said the good stuff is when shit's going good, when they're rocking and they're breeding, and you get to do a split, and you've got shit growing and stuff's happening, and you get to see the queen because she's rocking her ass off.
Where are we?
I have no idea because you're in charge of the mouse.
Okay, sucks. I can't show a pic. Okay, well, the sandwich, yeah.
Yes.
Somebody else said they like honey and cheese on the sandwich.
Oh, it's yum. Honey and cheese is pretty good. Even without the bread, it's not bad.
Baby 2. I really like the 127th episode. I like the old
37.
fridge. 137. I like the old fridge. It was amazing to see how it's evolved, but I didn't see the mini John. Is this... Oh, the old footage, sorry. Yeah, the almonds. Yeah, I'm in the footage. If you go back and watch the old footage, I'm the one closest to the camera. So
the one without the red shorts.
Yeah, when my granddad's shoveling when they're shoveling the almonds, I'm the one that doesn't have red shorts. So
yeah,
the other one.
Little John was there.
Yeah.
Can you believe he was only that tall? I mean, look at him now. That's why we call the thing 6'4" Productions, because he's 6'4" tall.
Paul says my 8-year-old daughter has honey and cheese and ham. Oh, nice. Can see how that works.
And ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they make honey ham. That works. Exactly. Cool. Good for her.
Yeah.
And what's your daughter's name? Or am I allowed to ask that name? Oh, no. Then you don't have to tell me. I don't give a shit. But I do care. But
down. Okay. Mike wants to know, how did the harvest go with the almonds?
Yeah, good. Well, we're still in the middle of it. That's why I'm a bit delirious. So I'm only just awake.
Yeah. Where are we? William says he followed your mead recipe and it was quite nice.
Cool. It isn't bad, is it?
Yeah.
It's not too shabby at all. It's better on a cold night.
Flinders Honeybee says, it's great to have the live chat back. How do you guys prepare for the winter? Do you bring all your hives back in? Do you replace them, reduce them to one box? Thanks, heaps, guys. Love the show.
Well, last winter, because I had a little bit of honey on board, what I did is I kept the 2 boxes and I took the queen excluder out so the girls could just move where the honey store was, and that worked quite good. I think it was the after winter thing that I didn't quite get right with some of them, because I left the 2 boxes instead of shaking them down into the 1 box. But anyway, that's what I was doing. And when you get talking to people and they just feed honey, take their honey and then they feed sugar. But I don't know. I figure they've gone to all the trouble of collecting the honey. They should be allowed to eat it.
Mitchell, I think it is, says, hey, what almonds should I plant at my house?
Where the heck are you for a start? But yeah, you want to plant a nice, well, depending on where you are, you want to plant a soft shell, or you can get a self-pollinating thing, but perhaps a soft shell and a one to pollinate them if you've got enough room. If you haven't got enough room, you can actually get a tree that's got 2 cultivars on the same rootstock. So then you can have half the tree each.
Yeah, because you've got to have 2 trees because
you've got to
pollinate.
Yeah. There's some trees that are self-fertile, but they're not quite as sweet. They're a bit tangy. But if you like tangy almonds, it doesn't matter. But
actually, that's perfect to follow up. Paul, further down the stream, wanted to know, will a single almond tree in a backyard produce fruit?
As long as you've got some neighbours or a wild tree somewhere that's got some cross-pollination, it will. But it depends where you are. If you're in the middle of nowhere and you've only got 1 tree and it's got nothing else to breed with, no, it won't.
Hey, Robert says, hey guys, I'm new to beekeeping this year, and I'm hoping to see if you have any recommendations for getting a hive ready for winter in SA.
Yes, well, getting them ready for winter is interesting depending on what they've done. If you've got a bit of honey store, don't take all the honey. And if you haven't got any honey store, you just need to get organised with a feeder board. So you can get a board and you can actually feed them some sugar syrup so they can get through the winter, and probably a pollen paddy. This really depends on, you've got to look in their brood box to see whether they've got any stored pollen. If they've got stored pollen, you're pretty safe. And if they've got a bit of stored honey, then you're all good, and just chill out and let them do their thing. But if not, well, you just got to give them a helping hand. So, yeah, hell, I'm digressing, but I hope that makes sense. It depends what they're doing.
Humble Bumble said, had my first AFB on Saturday. Hurts the soul. Fingers crossed on the other hives. Sorry to hear that.
Make you feel like crap. I'm still feeling like crap. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you get super weird ass, like when you get
really paranoid.
Yes. And then when it's a super sad thing. Man, I don't know. Oh, hell, I'm still depressed. And then you get all freaked out and you think, oh my God, I hope they haven't spread. And you find a hive that died out and there's they've been robbed, and then it's like, shit, I hope they didn't get that in there and die out and spread it everywhere.
Cool. All right, we're going to hold up on the questions for a sec. We're going to do
here we go for the draw.
I'll just start a Instagram live. Cool. All right, so we're just going to wait for a second for the Instagram to kick in, but we'll answer one more question while we're waiting. February 2, sorry about not pronouncing your name properly, wants to know, are you going to breed your own queens next, like making your own F1 breed?
Well, yes. Well, the plan is to do some breeding. I'm sort of doing the breeding sort of in a very random format, like letting them make their own queen cells and using them. But yes, I have looked into. I am definitely on a list of stuff that we want to try. Because who knows? You could maybe buy yourself a bush bee man queen if we get that far one day. Once we get that far.
Yeah. So anybody joining us on the Instagram feed, we're just doing live Q&A. If you head over to YouTube, which will continue after this, but we'll just wait for a couple more people to catch on, and then we'll do the draw for the honeycomb jar. So we're just one more question before we do that. What do we got
talking
here?
To Paul Warner here in Canberra. Is that the almond tree that you're talking? Hasn't fruited for 10 years? Hasn't actually got a crop? Sorry, I'm crossing across everybody. Sorry, did I mess that up?
Yeah, that's all right. Who answered your question in a sec? What percent? How many dead outs do you get over a year as a percentage?
Well, this year's been kind of crap. I don't know. We've probably lost 20%. I think normally we would lose, I don't know, 5% maybe. But this year's been really, really tough. It's been crazy hot and crazy dry, and then we'd have a bloody cold spell, and so the girls don't know what the hell is going on. But I have talked to some other people, and they've lost like 80, 90%, which is really crap. So I think 20%, I feel really sad, but it's actually apparently really good. Well, average-wise.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So
Here we go.
I reckon we'll do the draw for the Instagram. Yeah. Hey, Kerry. All right. So cool.
Here we go.
So we're gonna do a draw. We got all the names.
I'll hold up the thing and.
Oh, you want me to draw? Or you gonna draw?
You can draw. You're the man of the moment. You did all the
work.
work.
I don't have to read the usernames. Cool. So just
yeah, exactly.
Because I wrote everybody's usernames on Instagram. So anyway,
here we go.
These guys can see as well.
You saw that too?
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, what do we got?
The pressure's on. Hang on, I hope I'm unravel it.
Winner is
so many hands.
Jeez, it has to be the hardest
username.
You can do it. Jinko521. So we'll message.
Jinko. Go Jinko.
Cool. And so you've won a jar of raw honey with honeycomb in it. And Mum has also kindly donated some lip balm, honey soap bar, some hand wax.
Man, we can't give them all to one person. We might have more than
Mum told me we had to give it to all one person.
No.
All right, so you get it. Okay, so whoever just won just gets a lip balm, the honey bar soap, and the honey in the jar.
And prize number 2.
And then prize number 2 will be a hand cream and a shaving soap tester. So
yes.
All right.
Would that be fair? Or
All right.
Yeah, that'll be fair.
All right. Ready?
Here we go.
And Tom. No, it's Tamara Hancock. I know who that is.
Oh, go Tamara.
Awesome. So we'll send you guys off those prizes and congratulations. Yeah, so guys on the Instagram, head over to YouTube. We've got the live stream continuing for another 45 minutes. So come over, ask us any questions you want. So just head over to the YouTube channel. So
yes, here we are, and ask you questions.
All right, bye.
See you soon.
Cool. Thanks, guys, on the live stream. Sorry for all that. We just wanted to share the competition, so we're back. So we'll keep going back to your questions. So thank you for your patience.
Yes, you were very well behaved.
Where are we? Did the shower unit work out well enough to clean up?
Yes, it was bloody awesome. If you just got to get the flow right. Although I had a mate down the road who said to me, "Why don't you just come and use my bloody pressure cleaner, because that's a high pressure hot water service and it heats up to about 250 degrees." And it's like, whoo, it should be pretty cool, but it's a fairly big unit. So yeah, no, it was good and cost effective. So and it didn't get so hot that you could burn yourself.
Yeah. What's the right amount of boxes needed for a colony, like 2 supers on top of a brood box? Is that too much to start with?
Yeah, well, if to start with, yes. You just want the brood box until it fills up, and then you want a super, and then normally you will under super and you'll put another one on there if the flow is insane. It really depends. If you can take the honey off and you've got time, you know, just a brood box and a super on the top is fine. But if you haven't got time, you just keep adding supers until you have time to take the honey away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did it make sense? I hope I'm making sense.
I think you're making sense.
Maybe making sense.
Okay, so Paul hasn't. Oh, Paul got, but yeah, the almond tree. So yeah,
yes.
so it's
it is an almond tree.
Single almond tree.
Yeah. In Canberra, my thought would be the reason it hasn't actually had a crop for you is you've probably had a frost when the little fruitlets are set. And if you get a frost at the wrong time, all the fruit falls off, and that's crap. So that's just my thought. Maybe if you want to get really motivated, you could put some sort of cover over it when it's in the winter time. And maybe you'll amaze your neighbours and you could get a frigging crop of almonds in Canberra. That'll really freak the shit out of everybody.
The Wild Bunny says, "Love your channel, thank you." What do you think of those Wallace giant bees? Not sure what that is. Wallace's giant bees.
I'm not sure, but maybe we're talking about bumblebees.
Maybe.
Maybe bumblebees. I think they're really bloody cute, but they're not much good for honey production. But they bloody look amazing.
Yeah. Where are we? Sorry. We what do you the bees are for the almond pollination. Wondering though how much honey managed to collect this year, rough numbers.
Very bad. This year's been crap. Last year we probably got, I don't know, 100 kilos, and we had about a third as many hives. And this year we've been happily just letting the girls use their own bit of nectar they found. At the minute, we've probably got the first honey harvest coming up, and it's nearly the end of summer. Well, it is the end of summer.
Yeah,
summer's finished. So yeah, we've had it really tough here in Oz. It's been really crap. But normally you'd get, I don't know, anywhere between 20 and 50 Ks a hive, but this year's been really shit.
Yeah, there's been just the.
I'm just glad they're still alive.
Yeah. Brent, hey mate, how you going? Thanks for the feedback. Took a look a few days ago and got some decent honey and pollen stores, but have been doing a little bit of feeding just in case. Was lucky to get a successful split this year. Good work.
Well done.
Nick wants to know: do you prefer the wood or the green or your styrofoam hives?
Well, I kind of like the styrofoam hives. It's just economics in the end. I mean, it's just a matter of. But the wood's kind of cool because it's a bit more robust too. It depends what you're doing. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. And if you're in a climate that's not too crazy hot or cold, then the wood's fine. But the styrofoam's awesome because it's got more insulation, and it's. Anyway, I'm running both at the minute, so the jury's still out in my head.
Yeah.
So that's no help to you at all. So get one of each and make up your own mind.
Brent makes a good point. Timber's cheap.
Yeah, timber's way cheaper.
Brent also wants to know: are you going to graft your own queens this year? I don't think we're going to be up to that, but we were planning to go visit somebody who does their own queen rearing. So so that's because we're doing. We've got a heap of money saved up from the Patreon, so thank you to everybody who is supporting us. And if you can support us, that would be amazing, even if it's just $1 a month. If everybody who watched the show gave $1 a month, man, we could make the show really cool. Yeah, and it would be life-changing for us, and we had to focus more, and it would become our sole focus, really, on top of like beekeeping and everything else. So, so please, think about just $1 a month for the Patreon page. That would be amazing. But who knows where we could end up. Planning to go visit people over in the East Coast of Australia where they rear queens, which would be awesome. So
I mean, we are thinking about doing some queen rearing, but just going forward, just at the minute, it's only so much a bloke could fit into a lifetime.
Okay, so where were we? Sorry, we got off track. Where are the beekeepers rent out hives? Pollination, is that same down under?
Yes, we do. Yep, because there's only so many native bees or natural bees that there is, and so sometimes when depends what crop they're growing down here in Oz, they just need to get it, especially almonds because it's the time of year, and apples are pretty crucial now that they've got them under nets. Apples and cherries and those red things, raspberries. Yeah, I think because they have to put them under cover, so the native bees find it really hard to get in there. But the only trouble is, as a beekeeper, you put them in there and they suffer some horrendous losses under the nets. So but anyway, they do really need us.
All right. Okay, so going back to the Wallace piece. So Paul gave us a Wikipedia link. They're those really big ass bees, the biggest bees on record. They found again, and like they thought was extinct, but they found the other week. Did you see that article? Yeah, they're about an inch long.
They're massive.
Massive. So that's what they're.
No, we haven't got any Wallace bees, but maybe we should get some.
I don't think anybody's got any there. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, someone did because they found them there on that thing. No, I don't know.
They found that on that thing. Hang on, we're just going to consult.
Hang on, we're going to go back to Wikipedia and find out what happened. Mr. Clever here. We've got two things going on. Just bear with us. We're reading as we're viewing.
They're in Indonesia, so no, we're not.
No, that's probably not going to happen.
And they're probably a protected species now. Hey,
maybe we could go to Indonesia and check that shit out.
you're not too late. We've still got another 40 minutes, so don't stress. It's not hard. I've been doing it for 3 seasons.
Cool.
Awesome. Where are we up to? Christian, hey guys, hey mate, how you going? How are you? What musics do you listen to while you're in the tractor working?
Well, now that'll freak you out. Actually, because my radio is kind of crap, I've ended up in the podcast department. So I actually listen to other people talk about stuff. Sometimes beekeeping, sometimes, I don't know, environmental stuff. And, I don't know, all sorts of weird ass crap that's out there in the podcasting world. And, yeah. So, anyway, I used to listen to the radio, but the radio doesn't work. So transitioned into a phone. It sometimes doesn't work either because the reception falls out. So sometimes I just sing to myself, little humming tune.
Nothing's new.
Thank you very much.
Humble Bumble, who had AFB, discovered that petrol melts polystyrene.
It doesn't do it a hell of a lot of good, no.
It's going back to timber. So.
Yeah. Well, yes, it doesn't do it a hell of a lot of good. Especially when you put a match to it afterwards. It definitely melts it.
Somebody's asking, we'll be adding the join feature to the channel. Yeah. I think you have to have a minimum of 100,000 subscribers. So we're just over 22,000 now. So got a little while to go. But
what are we joining?
So there's a YouTube. If you get to 100,000 subscribers, you can put a similar thing to Patreon on the bottom of your page. People will sign up for. But we're only at 22,000, so we're.
Don't feel embarrassed to help us to get to the next 75,000 viewers
by sharing and
recommending and I don't know, whatever that thing is that loving us.
Yeah,
like my mate in Belgium, sent me a thing, Mr. What did he call himself? Seagull, but it wasn't Seagull, it's Seagull.
But it looks like Seagull, yeah.
Anyway, what a champion effort. And it was...
You've got to remember to reply to him.
Anyway, I'm going to reply to you on this live feed and tell you all the people that actually give us feedback. It's bloody awesome, and we love you all. And sorry if we don't get back to everybody, but hell, it's great, and it's been really awesome.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Paul, you'll get your Fridge Honey next month.
Yeah.
Where are we?
I have no idea where we are. Just well, he's got the mouse. We'll blame him if he messes it up. If you get skipped, John's got the mouse.
Make a date in spring. I live near Majura to come for a day. We'll see how we go. Yeah. Have you thought about doing a show on the Rhodes Island Queen program? Rottnest Island.
That's yeah. Okay, definitely.
Cool.
That's what we're thinking of doing.
Yeah,
that's what we're saving up the Patreon money so we can actually go and see some of this cool shit. Yeah, and it's all about finance.
And Brendan says you definitely use Reddit in a great way. Thank you. I try my best. I try not to. I sometimes worry that I skirt along the edge of the self-promotion thing, but I try to make it informative so it doesn't, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a tricky balance, but. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong, but yeah, it's all good. What happens? Ryan says, what happens if you get IFB in a flow hive? Burn it, send it off to be radiated. Fingers crossed it never happens.
Well, I would suggest the amount of investment that you've got in the flow hive, you would send it off to get irradiated. That would be my opinion. That's what I'm thinking if it happens to me in that particular hive. Hell, it'd be pretty sad to burn a flow hive. That'd be pretty crap. I mean, you've obviously got to dispose of the brood chamber and do all of that and clean all that up. And then I did think about how you would make sure that the flow hive, whatever they're called, the actual bits
flow frames.
The flow frames, cleaning them out to send them off to get irradiated because you can't send them full of honey. So you'd have to make sure that they were all cleaned out. And then you'd you'd get rid of the brood box, get rid of those frames. Clean out the honey supers, the frames in the honey super, and then send them off to get irradiated and then start again. I mean, it's not, it's a bit more messed up, but it's the same shit that everybody's going through.
Brendan says podcasts are better than radio.
Yes, amen. That's where I've ended up. Exactly right. And then it gets really weird. It shits me off about a podcast is when my phone goes flat and I'm at a really cool spot.
Where are we? When you guys transfer hives to a site around the Riverland. Is it a public site or private site?
Mainly private sites.
Just
Every
makes
now and then
it-
there's, but mainly private because there's not a whole lot of parks and stuff up here that we can go to.
And
What
it kind of makes it easier if you're just dealing with the person that owns it rather than any issues with government or council. So.
Yes, exactly right. So, but yeah, we're open to negotiation. If the people that flood the floodplains want to talk to us, well, we'll be in it.
Yeah. Jamie says, "Shit, it's the polar bears again."
Yeah, them bloody polar bears. They turned up today at the kindy. You ought to see that coming up soon.
Are you growing any other crops besides almonds?
None that are legal.
What the fuck does that mean?
No, I'm just kidding. No, the almonds and bees is oh, fuck off. I was just having a joke. I'm not allowed to joke. Apparently we're in the international market, so no jokes allowed. No, I grew almonds and a few veggies in my garden and some bees. That's all I do. Mr. Paranoid over here. But anyway, no jokes allowed. It's a tough life, I tell you what. No, he's still shaking his head.
I normally get to edit this shit out. Wax dipping fixes most disease problems.
Yes, hot wax dipping fixes them right up.
Thank you. Yeah, we can't wait to get to 100k on subscribers because that would be cool to be able to do the join button. So
yes,
please share and subscribe and whatever else
helps out.
We had an extensive discussion about that the other day. It was Dad asked me why don't I get him to say that at the end of every video and podcast, and everybody does that. And I figure that for our show, because it's a continuous thing, it's not like a one-off. Hopefully you guys don't just watch one-off episodes and kind of on the journey with us. That to do that every episode would just be.
We're trying not to be overkill. I don't know how we do that. Anyway, we're not sure.
And I think we're at the point with YouTube that people understand what the fuck they're meant to be doing when it comes to subscribing and liking and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so
but the argument continues because I'm a dumb shit and I don't know whether we should like it and subscribe and share and all the rest of it. So the ongoing saga is that John knows, I don't know, and I'm not sure whether we should share it.
Most of our audience does. So I think there's a balance where you don't want to bombard people because you were complaining about it being in podcasts. So that's where it started because you were complaining about people saying it.
Yes. So anyway, we're not really sure. As long as we don't want to be imposing, but we'd like everybody to help us expand.
Yeah. If you add yourself as a gaming channel, you can get 10,000 subscribers. Yeah. The gaming channel thing, I think, is to do more with licensing with game companies. So I don't know if there would be much to gain from that in the long term. So
perhaps we could make
what YouTube will get the shits up, I think, is that you're not actually uploading gaming stuff, and so then it'll probably throttle your algorithm. So
what if we invented no? I was thinking of like a Pac-Man in a bee box.
Pac-Man in a bee box. How do you propose that's going to happen?
I don't know. You're the tech guy. I'm just thinking.
So it's like your app idea every 2 days that you come up with.
Yeah, well,
most of them have already been made. But anyway,
okay. Well, I'm old. I don't know what's going on. I just come up with a good idea and find out someone else did
it. You're an idiot. Where are we? Sorry, we got off topic.
Sorry.
William said we should do a meet and greet. Yeah, we should do that one day.
Yes, we're working on it.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Everybody bring their favourite drink and we can all have a fun in the park.
Oh, thanks, Tristan. Tristan's just gave us $50.
Good on you, Tristan.
Here you go. I really like your strap making video. That measurement you did was so funny. It was funny when you tell us not to tell your wife.
Yes, yeah, definitely don't tell her.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't find out, but I think
there's a really good moment in tomorrow night's episode involving borrowing some wax. But anyway,
I'm going straight to hell. She doesn't know about that yet.
William said we should do a meet and greet. Yeah, we should try and do that in Adelaide one time. I know that Adelaide's not a very central place, but we'll see how we go. Have you ever considered lucerne? I think it says lucerne between your almond rows.
Yes, I have, but it just gets complicated in the harvest problem because you've got to have it reasonably clean. So what I've gone with is I'm going trying out buckwheat and a clover because that'll actually clean up. Like it'll dry up and be easier to get the harvest bar because the loosen is so bloom strong that you can't. Yeah, it's hard to ground harvest. If I was still doing it old school with a boat, yeah, bugger that.
Yeah. Paul says, my son and I have been watching from the start. Thank you. We have a flow hive and a normal hive. We've been putting bird box hives into a standard hive. Thanks for the tips on the rubber bands.
Yeah.
Much easier than string. Yeah, we
damn straight.
Funny enough, the first time we did it with, if you recall the first part of the series, we did it with fishing wire.
Yeah.
But somebody suggested the rubber band. So whoever that was, I can't remember, but yeah.
Bloody awesome, man. It's so much quicker and easier. And the cool thing is the girls can somehow or other clean them up and drag them out the hive. Which is pretty fascinating when you watch them doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, Brendan, the self-promotion thing is a problem. But yeah, yes. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I do try to moderate it as best I can.
We're trying not to be imposing, but trying to help, get everybody to help us to help you.
Yeah, and then just with Reddit, it's about providing some information rather than just hopefully give and take. When they call you for a wild hive, do you call because they know you, or did you self-advertise before?
They call me because they know me, and the weird thing is sometimes they call me and I don't necessarily want to be called because it's a bit complicated. But then I go and some are really cool and others are a bit messed up. If it's a swarm, I love to get called because swarms are cool and easy and that's just great value. But we did one you'll see that shortly. We did one today at the kindy, which wasn't a swarm, it was a nest, and it was like 3 hours later but that's about rescuing the bees, not necessarily to help yourself. It does help us, but it's about rescuing the ladies so they don't get killed.
Thanks, Humble Bumble. They've just donated.
Love you too, Humble Bumble. That's a cool name, Humble Bumble.
That's awesome. Where are we? Sorry,
I have no idea. He's got the mouse, so it's all his.
Brennan said it's legal from where he's from. There, it's legal where I'm from. So what you're talking about, planting?
Yes. Wow, I wish it was.
Not in Australia. Hey guys, Jeff. Hey Jeff, how you going?
It could be eventually.
Chris says, "Fuck, you guys are funny." Yep, we try. This is pretty much what it's like all the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what he's going to be grey soon enough, hanging around with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing about a Patreon. If we get to $1,500 a month, I know that's a little bit off, but we're over halfway there.
Here we go.
I have a lot of bloopers footage that I want to cut off.
That's right. That's the bloopers thing.
And then so if we get up to $1,500 a month, you get a whole bloopers reel, and there's some fucking gold in it. So if you it's funny, if you think it was funny watching the show, but and then I think at $2,500 a month, Dad, he's going. My sister came up with this. I think all my brother-in-law came up with this, but so we're going to get a poll. We're going to find 5 bee costumes we can get off eBay. And then you guys are all going to get to vote on which one he has to do, and he has to wear it on the show.
And actually wear it, you doing something while tending the hive. So it's like not bee-proof in a bee suit.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the things you got to look for.
So I'm not really sure whether I want to promote that, but anyway.
So
it could be rather cool.
Yeah, if you head over to the Patreon and just give $1 a month, it will go a long way to getting a blooper video and then eventually making Dad look like an idiot. More than an idiot
like normal. That's nice. See how loving he is. He's a loving son.
Just want to say I love the channel and never miss a video. Thanks, Bradford.
Good on you, man.
What happened to that tree that had on one episode grafted? Did it survive?
Yes, it did. We actually should go back there.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, it definitely survived. It's not done as well as it could have, but it's doing okay.
Yeah.
We get so much stuff going on.
Keep doing what you're doing and love the videos. Thanks, Jeff. Brendan is super right. I can't watch more than a few videos from a channel that's continuously barbering with ads, so share and stuff. So yeah, we try not to do that. So then, because we were having that discussion as well. When I, as a filmmaker myself, I kind of want to be able to get to the end of what if we do it for 3 years or whatever we end up doing it for, is be able to go back and look at it as a whole piece, as a kind of journey, as a documentary series. So rather than a lot of one-offs, so we try and, as much as cool videos and interesting videos we make, to try and appeal to more people and everything like that. But we don't ever try and do any videos just for the shock factor or just how many views we can get from it. So yeah, just hopefully one day you'll be able to step back and have a look at it. I mean, shit, it's going to be a long series, but yeah, it'll
be like some of our fans that have hooked onto the show in hospital and have actually watched us for a week to get through the hospital stay and enjoyed the thing. Maybe that's where we'll end up.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm in the bloody geriatric household, I'll be able to watch myself and go, oh, shit, once upon a time I had hair.
Yeah, when the dementia kicks in, you go, oh, this guy's real funny.
Yeah, he's bloody hilarious.
You won't even
see, he's already planning my demise. He's a nice bloke.
Said so macro shots were amazing. Yeah, so the macro shots are from using a lens that we brought with the Patreon money. So thank you so much for that. We got an EF series 100mm macro lens for the Canon 5D. So, yeah, that was fantastic.
And so awesome. Something that we wouldn't have been able to afford to do without your support.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And that we got a heap of stuff coming up for that. So yeah. Keith says, morning lads, is the Flow Hive the best thing for a starter?
Probably, depending on where you are. Well, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble. It depends on the thing with the Flow Hive is it's really cool in the harvesting honey thing, but it's still you have to get in the brood box and make sure you look after your girls. So, hell, I'm going to get in trouble with the Flow Hive people, but it's debatable. But yes, I think it's an awesome place to start. Even though I went backwards and I started the other end and went to it, I think the technology, what I can see in a Flow Hive, the technology in the harvesting part is pretty bloody cool. And so as far as if you want to have a showpiece when your friends come around and you're beekeeping and you want to have a showpiece that doesn't involve them getting suited up, but you want to get some honey off, I don't know, to make some honey soy chicken wings for your dinner, then you just go out with your, turn the tap on and that'd be kind of cool. So I don't know. It's got some. You don't have to buy all the other equipment to make it happen. So perhaps yes, perhaps for a start, but it's reverse to what I did, really.
Yeah. Flinders Honey Bee says 100% love the journey and balance is spot on. Thank you. Yeah, Kristen, all good, man. Anything's a blessing, so thank you.
You're a good man, Kristen.
White clover red. The bees can have trouble opening the flowers.
Yes, sometimes. Yeah, the white clover. Well, the red clover, is that what you're trying to say? The red clover they can struggle with? Yes, white clover they love and red clover they can struggle with. But depends. It's a bit like all flowers. They have moments when they're really cool. Like we've got heaps of salvia around the backyard and some of it they only work until about 10 in the morning. And then after that, it freaks out and they stop it. So, I don't know. I'm still learning. To be quite honest, nature's just got me fascinated.
William says, he was going to buy a Flow Hive, but then realized the cost of a Flow. Can you buy 5 regular hives?
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, exactly right. That's what I'm getting at. It's kind of crazy, but
it's cool. But it's like, is it cost? Depending on what you want to achieve, if you just want the one hive, it makes sense for the long term. And if you're not going to buy extracting gear and everything, but if you want to do more than just the 1 or maybe 2 hives, it's probably not.
Yeah. Well, I think the Flow Hive thing was really aimed at the suburban beekeeper who wants to be in beekeeping, but doesn't want to buy all the extra bits, which is the extractors and the spinners and the bloody decapping and all the rest of the stuff that goes with it. And that's so if you're only going to have 1 hive and you don't want to buy an extractor and an uncapper and all the rest of it, well, the $1,000 is probably acceptable. But if you're going to get 10 hives, well, hell, what's that? $10,000.
Yeah.
So you can buy a half reasonable extractor and a decapper for that sort of money. So mind you can't have 10 hives in a suburban backyard. So it depends where you are.
Yeah, it depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Katano Kiwi, that's a cool name. Just wanted to drop by and say hi and how much I love the silliness. Thank you.
Oh yes, we are. I'm definitely silly. Does Katana Kiwi mean that you're in New Zealand? This lad was in New Zealand.
Katana is a sword from Japan.
Oh, cool. Really.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know that Deadpool movie? You just thought it was too stupid to watch.
I didn't. I loved it. I watched the second one. I was a bit.
Oh, you didn't like the second one?
I liked the first one. It was awesome. The second one I thought was a little bit try-hard, too much.
Okay.
The first one was hilarious and brilliant.
I like the opening of the second one.
Yeah, the opening was cool, but it just got
Sean wants to know, how often do you re-queen your hives?
I would say that recommended that you're supposed to do it every 2 years, which I don't do. I normally requeen them if they're really pissed off and they annoy me, as in they're really angry and they're hard to work, or they're not productive and not cleanly. But if I've got a really good strain, and I'll actually help them requeen themselves and keep that genetics. I hope that makes sense. But yeah. So I don't necessarily import queens unless I want to change what they're doing. Sometimes I'll actually get them to raise a new queen and then give that to a hive that I want to change too. Not that I'm rearing queens as such, but I rear queen cells to do it.
Ivory X says, love watching. Sense. Wish I had a dad like you, Bushman, man. Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, well, he could debate that.
Nah, you're incredible, so it's all good. I couldn't be luckier. Katana Kiwi.
Yes.
Sword Kiwi guy.
Yes, sword Kiwi guy. If I
do you have survivability issues with overwintering? I know a lot of regions have issues with hives not making it past winter.
No, actually, here in Oz, well, where we are in Oz, it's that bloody hot. We probably have more trouble at like late summer, because if you don't get a nectar flow and they haven't got stores, they'll actually, when it's over 40 odd, they don't want to fly, and they're actually sort of eating or using their stores. And then if they can't keep the nest at the right temperature, and then the bloody honey gets out of the supers, and then they'll drown in their own stores. So it's sort of messed up in reverse to freezing to death. Because when it's really, really cold and they can't warm it up to get it out, that's crap. But here in Oz, if it gets too hot, they get stuck in their own stores. I think that does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Hey lads. So I want to see a blooper episode. Yeah. So we said, we said, so there's a goal for the Patreon. If we get to that, you'll get a bloopers reel, which has some pretty funny stuff in it.
I haven't even been allowed to see my own blooper reel, so
you watched all the footage. There's a few things we can't even show at all. But we sat and watched I think in total there's about 40 minutes worth of stuff to cut down to something a little bit coherent.
Well, you do that every episode to try and make it coherent.
Yeah, true. Will you visit Queensland? Yeah, we will. Hopefully,
we're working
eventually.
On it. So. This is the plan. This is the plan. We're saving up the Patreon money to actually expand the show and travel a bit.
Yeah,
we've just got to appease the bookkeepers of the family.
Yeah. Have you officially retired the trash can when doing your cutouts?
Which trash can? Oh, the big can. Was that the one in the door thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it only got one run.
Yeah, they got one go, and that we realised that was a bad option.
Yeah.
That was only because that cutout was so insanely big. But in retrospect, I'd do it differently. But that was my first effort.
And we learned a shit ton of stuff.
We have learned a lot.
Yeah.
As I've said a few times, and not everybody's got the memo, is that I'm actually learning all this shit while you're watching me. So I'm making mistakes along the way.
Hey guys, enjoyed the episode. episode. Thanks, Black. Awesome. Never seen how they've grown. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
It is pretty cool.
Keith from Victoria says, "G'day, blokes. What's flowering over your way? Almost a failed season here in Victoria."
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. At the minute, we've got a little bit of red mallee flowering, and a little tiny bit of our South Australian tea trees going on. But hell, no. And even the red gums, I've got one tree that's gone good, which is normally the indicator for everybody else, but still the rest of them have just died in the arse pretty much. And the really crap thing is the eucalyptus flowered, but there hasn't been a whole lot of nectar flow. I don't know, has that been the same over there in Victoria?
Cool. Where are we? Sorry. What did I get up to?
I have no idea where you are. He's in charge of the mouse if we miss you.
Pollen in the morning, nectar flow in the warm afternoon. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But what are they feeding on?
That's a good question. And then Will the beekeeping gardener says 4 hives in the rural bee area.
Yes. If you're on the urban fringe,
you're
allowed 4 hives. If you're in the what do you call it? Suburbia, you're allowed 2, I think, if your neighbours don't get excited. The really stupid thing about the suburban beekeeping is if you happen to have a beehive, anybody within 5 k's decides it's your bees that stung them, which is kind of weird because there's shitloads living there anyway.
Yeah. Glenn says, got my first nuke. Love your videos, very funny and informative. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Cool. Thanks, Glenn.
Also, another person said, just wanted to say I love your channel. I'm an apprentice beekeeper myself. I find it humorous and educational. That's awesome.
It's good. I'm educating myself. Sometimes I watch myself back. And
Roland Gunslinger. I'm assuming you're a Dark Tower fan. I'm only up to the 5th book I think I'm reading currently. A great series. So, yeah, cool name. Brent, we use golden Italians and some black Caucasians.
Caucasians,
yeah.
Yep. We're on the same panel page.
Yeah. Jake says, hello from NJ, so I'm assuming that's New Jersey. Our first 2 hives arrived yesterday. Bees will be here end of April. You inspired us to get started. That's awesome.
Good on you.
Able to help.
Have some fun.
Yeah. If bees were freezing, the people around them would probably be having a worse time. As in like the wintering, if it was about the wintering, yeah.
Yes.
Neil says, hello again from England. Your almond episode was fantastic, seeing how they were harvested. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't forget to eat some.
Have you had any episodes demonetized due to swearing? No, because the cool thing about the swearing thing, YouTube finally did a video explaining that only if you swear profusely in the first 15 to 30 seconds will they demonetize you, and then there's certain swear words, they can't say the C word, and the F word and the S word occasionally, but if it's gratuitous, as in like just said for the shock factor, they will demonetize you. But because if it's just within the general context of what you're talking about, then it's fine. So yeah, I had thought of that, but yeah, so that's not actually an issue. Which thankfully, doesn't drop the F-bomb in the first sentence. It's usually fine. So
and thankfully, but I don't actually mean. Actually, I watch myself, and I don't even realize how much I swore until we started making this show. So it's just kind of odd. Like so. As we're going forward, I guess I'm actually trying to do the right thing, but I still mess it up. But anyway,
yeah.
And I don't actually swear for any shock factor. It's just part of the way I talk, which is not necessarily good.
Where are we? Sorry, guys. 5-year cycle for red gum.
Yes, they are in a 5-year cycle, which is odd, but anyway, that's where we're at. But normally, yes, I get that. But the thing is, in that there is some that normally flower, like some of them flower regardlessly. But this year it's been such crap.
Yeah, no nectar flow in Victoria.
And you guys have had more rain than us too, so I don't know what's going on.
Christian got a good question. Do you guys struggle with water when it's hot? Does the water prices go up when there's a dry period and down under?
Oh hell yeah, crazy. But for the amount of water the bees use in comparison to irrigating almond trees, it doesn't make no difference. But yes, no, it can get quite psycho running an irrigation property when the water's getting dear. Heck, I think the last drought, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how many thousands of dollars we were in the hole when we come out of that. It doesn't bear thinking about.
Do you get honey? Do you get many honey bound? I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah. No. Well, you do, but then that's what the whole point is. That's why you've got to go out and harvest the honey, because you don't want them honey bound, so they can. You either got to put another super on, or you've got to take some frames away and extract it. Yeah. So yeah, but on a crazy flowing year, you got to be on top of it. This year, hell, if you could got a couple of hives that are honey bound, you'd get yourself and do a little dance.
Will the beekeeping gardener, can you do a bee dance in this live stream?
I have a crap, but I dance about as good as I swear.
No. So you dance well?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Okay. That's an Egyptian dance. Oh, I don't know. Can I stand up and dance? How good's the camera? Hey, I tell you what.
It's your funeral.
I tell you what,
I'm not dancing.
You're not dancing? Oh, you suck.
I'm a cameraman.
I don't know, what sort of dance do you want? I can do it. I can do a little. I can do one little dance. I can do a walking dance. No, he's giving me the look.
I don't care. You do it.
Well, how are you going to film me?
The wiggle dances were.
The wiggle
Or
dance.
the waggle.
The waggle dance. Is that what it said?
Yeah,
I
waggle.
want to do the waggle dance.
Thanks, Brent.
Here you go. The honey's over here.
Anyway, so yeah, hey John B. I think that's what it says. Yeah, don't worry about upsetting the flywagglers. Yeah, so they sent us a hive to test out, so there's no partnership or anything. So we can be honest about it. Like Dad said, it's a cool piece of technology. It just depends on the price range, if you can afford it, and if what you plan to do. Really, I mean, if it's like Dad said in the video, if your hobby's golf, you're gonna go and spend $1,500 on a golf set. So, I mean, if you just want to do a hobby and you have one beehive, so you don't have to go and buy extraction material and stuff, that makes sense. So, yeah, I think that's really where their target audience is. So, so there's no obligation for us to give them a positive review. So,
the jury's still out yet, but I still think the technology is bloody amazing that they made it work. I haven't actually got I haven't extracted any honey out of it yet, but obviously it works because I've seen many other people do it. Yeah. So,
back to Scotland. Yeah, hi from Scotland. Hey, love the show and very relaxing to watch. I'm glad because I hope
it's supposed to be relaxing. That's the whole point.
Sometimes not relaxing the film, but it's
cool. Well, he's got to deal with me.
Would love to have a hive, but it's difficult in very north of Scotland. I'm assuming that's because it's too cold. Is that?
We have a very small window. Oh, and on that, it would be very interesting. Not that I know too much about where you are in the north of Scotland, but I'm assuming you have a very small spring. But in the Netherlands, where those paradise boxes come from, their actual flow is, I think it's about 2 months, which is, they have an incredibly crazy period when it happens. But maybe Scotland would be the same. It's a really small little window. Because the thing about the European bees is they're designed to store stuff up. As long as you don't take all their honey stores, they will actually store themselves and survive through the winter if they're in the right spot. But hell, I don't know.
They said they can be done, but spring swings between 20 degrees Celsius and minus 15 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Over a single night. That's insane.
Yes, it's bonkers. And the really scary part in Scotland, I would think, with a lot of other places in the world, if you get a nice sort of warmish, springish day, and the girls all go out, all the foragers go out, and then you get a snap and the weather changes and the storm rolls in over the mountains or some shit, and then they lose all their foragers, and then they would struggle badly. That would be my thought. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not in Scotland, but I'm thinking that. I know when we get a shower of rain here in Oz, they freak themselves out, and it's still hot. Well, not hot, but it's not fucking, what do you say, minus 15 with hell.
The question, I was trying to find the Instagram account, but I think maybe it's Aussie Big Hill. I'm not 100% sure, but will you ever get a stingless bee hive? I would like to try it. I mean, I'd especially first would go visit somebody just to have a look.
Yeah, the biggest problem with us, with the stingless bees, which are really cool and awesome, and they fascinate the crap out of me as well, and I'd love one. But most of them that are community bees are sort of tropical. So to keep them where we are is very dry, and we have lots of native bees here, but they're not communicative. So if I'm trying to work out how I'm going to get them to keep them sort of in a nice warm environment in the winter and not too crazy hot in the summer. So I have to have them in almost like a glass house that's humid in winter and somewhere cooler in the summer. Yeah, because they're more of a tropical bee.
Do you buy new supers and frames, or do you build them?
I build the supers and the boxes and stuff, and I must admit,
prefabricated parts. What do you?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I buy them and I find them
in
a kit form and I put them together. But I have got a little bit slack, and I've started buying frames already put together because you can buy them. I think they're $3 built and wired, and they're about $1.50 to put together. And I figure, with the amount of time I've got to spare, if you've got plenty of spare time, just buy them as a kit and put the frames together. But hell, I mean, I do make my own as well. But if I have a real rush on and I run out of time, I've got some that are pre-made, which I find good. And I've got them from Barnett's. I think it's Barnett's Beekeeping, which is an Aussie mob. You can get them from China as well, but anyway. wherever you can make it happen.
Exactly. Dan says, "What's up, boys? Just chatting."
Yeah.
How much trouble do you get in for stealing your wife's tools?
You don't want to know. She's gone to bed in a huff. I'm probably in more trouble scaring her off the bloody internet for the show at the minute. Sometimes I get in trouble. Most of the time, she's very relaxed because I've been at it for 30 years.
Weather does make good honey, and yes, heavy rain can come very quickly. Yeah.
Yes, that's my thought. That's what. Yes, but the heather would be beautiful. I bet you. But how you actually tell the ladies that there's a storm coming, I don't know. Perhaps you put the bloody weather app in their hive.
They're pretty good at knowing when it's coming.
They have got a fair feel.
Dan wants to know how the observation hive is going.
Oh golly!
We had to move the bees out because they weren't doing too well. Because we don't reckon the entrance was big enough.
Yes, and they were interacting poorly with my puppy dogs, so they had to have a review. But anyway, they're coming back tomorrow, so you'll get some feedback soon.
Yeah, we'll get some new shots then. But yeah, so we had to adjust the entrance, put it above the top, and so we'll see that in a couple of weeks. So, yeah. Hey, you skipped me while you were talking about cursing. Sorry, I'm up there. Love watching you. Thanks, Tanya.
Thanks, Tanya. I don't mean to be swearing as much, but it is what it is, and here it comes. Just like I'll give you a little footnote on the swearing thing. When I was courting my lovely wife, her mum said to her, he's not a bad lad, but golly gosh, he can swear. So I had to actually take it myself to win the woman that I love. And ever since then, once I got her, and the filth just turned back up.
Will the beekeeper gardener? I live in southeast Queensland, and they get weird weather. Yeah, I bet they do.
Oh, yes.
Jeff says, flow's a good intro if you just want one hive and an easy start without the need for extractors, although I soon brought a new paradise boxes as well. We all know one hive soon becomes 10 and then 50. Yeah.
So exactly right. Because you fall in love with them, don't you? And you just don't want to. And then you also start realizing that you need 10 to make sure you've got, surviving over the winter or the summer, and then 10 becomes 20. And as you say, 20 becomes 50. And that's just how it works.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I made it Renmark. What was her name? She started Kerry. Yeah. Kerry started off with one flow hive, and now she's got about 50 hives of her own.
She's awesome.
Which is pretty cool. And so I'm probably a bit of an exception to the rule. I went backwards.
Honey's one of the few things that's both kosher and halal. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, there you go.
Weston wants to know how long
that might be a uniting thing.
Yeah. Weston wants to know how long we've been videoing your bees. We've been doing it for nearly just over a year. Yeah. So 2 videos a week is pretty insane. We've only had 3 or 4 weeks off. 2 weeks, 3 weeks off.
We had some Christmas pudding.
Yeah.
That was about it.
A common quote in Scotland, the Highlands, if you do not like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it will change.
Just imagine.
Love it. Brent made a joke to Jeff, then it becomes 300.
Yeah, exactly right. They just go off chops, and it's crazy.
Adam Sky, good evening from Melbourne. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good old YouTube just gave me a notification we're live. Awesome. I'm glad they gave you the notification.
Yes, thank you very much. We've got 3 minutes before we're not live.
Yeah. Got to go to bed. Got to be up at 5:30 tomorrow. Good work, Will the beekeeper gardener. Thank you so much.
Good on you, Will.
Yeah.
We've got to get up in the morning too because we've got to go and get some boxes before the sun
Chris.
comes up.
We're always happy to if you send us photos of your beehives or anything bee related to do with our show, or just beehives. Yeah, send them through to our Facebook page and we'll have a look.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a bit of a collection going up. I mean, some of it gets on the Twitter feed. Is it Twitter feed?
No, Instagram.
Instagram feed. Sorry, I'll get the right terminology. I'm not really savvy with all that, but on the Instagram feed if it doesn't make the actual YouTube-y stuff. But it's cool because we've got a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook that send us some photos, old stuff, new stuff, and what they're doing. And it's cool because then you all get to interact about beekeeping and have a bit of a chat about how much you love bees.
Yeah.
Because the ladies are pretty infectious.
Cool. Awesome, Jeff. Well, yeah. We might even do an episode where you guys send in all your stuff and we can show some of it. And,
yeah, definitely.
Be awesome.
Cut it together.
In a perfect world, where do you see your bee hobby going?
In a perfect world? Is there such a thing as a perfect world? I don't know. I'm hoping it can just become actually a career that can support us and support us as an income, and then support this show. Yeah. Well, with your support, and then enjoy the journey into showing everybody what beekeeping's about.
Because that's something that we also, there's every option to go on to like do it. Take it to a Netflix series and all that kind of stuff, but we don't really want to do that. We want to keep it kind of independent like we are, because then allows us to do whatever we want. So that's really why Patreon support is really important. And there's a PayPal link if you don't want to do Patreon. You can just send a one-off donation. But those.
And if you don't want to do that, you can always we've got a thing on the page that you can buy a sticker to help us.
You can buy a sticker through our store if you want to support us. So
or more than one.
Yeah, so
I don't know. We're just trying to get this. We don't really know what we're doing as far as the actual funding the show thing goes. That wasn't actually our motivation. But the fact that we've got so much of a following, we're trying to actually give you what you guys want. But somehow we've got to economically make that happen.
Yeah. So just if you can support us, $1, like if everybody that watched the show just gave us $1 a month, I mean, it'd change everything. So
it would, But hell, not get really excited, make it $10 a month, and get really crazy. Who knows?
Or 50.
But we're happy with $1.
Jeff said he's got your stickers everywhere. That's awesome. Thank you.
Good on you. We're working on it.
Paul, I'd try not to burn myself out. I'm starting a series with my sister, so we're trying to build up more shows without create a kind of network thing. So at some point we may readjust and maybe take this show to be 25-minute episodes once a week, but we won't stop making stuff. So that might be done. That probably at least 6 months in the future. So that would allow going to one a week would then allow us to make longer episodes, and you get kind of like a full episode of a TV show kind of style thing. So we'll see how you go. So it's all still in the mix. We'll see what happens. We'll see where we end. Jeff got some cups as well, which is awesome.
Oh, cool. Did he get the could be good, could be shit? Because that gets a bit of a rise in the office.
Anyway, we should wrap it up, guys. But yes, please share our videos with other people. Talk about it. Just word of mouth, getting it out there. And and if you head over to the Patreon and try and hit it up, or there's the PayPal link, and and then also buying some stickers. So.
I was just going to answer Mike's question about processing food, like honey, at home. When you're actually doing the processing part of things, it's a food grade. It's only grade 3, so it's a bit like drying apricots or fruit. Like as long as it's clean and cleanly, and you haven't got the honey touching the floor, and you've got to. But you've actually the biggest thing with bee extraction is you've got to make sure you can keep your actual neighbour's bees out of the honey. So the rules are that it's a class 3 food here in Oz. So it's you don't have to be in super psycho, but you have to be cleanly. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure if you Google,
it's not like cutting up a cow.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. Was it? Oh, sorry. That's the wrong thing to say.
No, it's not. It's good. Cool. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thank you all for your amazing questions, and thank you so much for watching.
You're all champions.
We'll hopefully do some more honey videos, cooking videos. So, cool. We'll see you guys next time. Sorry we didn't do one last month, but we'll be back every month from now on.
Yes.
And
so the slacker's back from holidays. No, he's not a slacker. He needed a holiday.
Yeah. Cool. So thanks, guys.
Love you guys.
Head over to the Patreon page. Yeah. Share with your friends and family. Just keep telling people about us, because if you helps. Get the word out, it makes a big difference.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing's caring. On that note,
good on you.
See you guys.
Love you guys.